at Warsurge turn 1. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to record and talk, and I don't know how I'm going to do this. I'll probably do a lot of voiceover on it. But we need to figure out who is the turn master in our turn 1. So, I got a 3.
I got a 6.
You got a 6. All right. On a 1, 2, or 3, the table is lengthways. On a 4, 5, or 6, it's widthways. It's lengthways. So this center, that's dead center of the table. Your deployment zone is 12 inches from it, either this way or this way. You have to stay 12 inches away from the center of the table. And you are the game master in turn 1. Which deployment zone do you want? The city or the woods?
The woods.
The woods? All right. So deployments happened. The Space Marine objective, boo. Space Marine objective is in the house along with the tactical squad. We have another tactical squad here. The scouts being bold, coming up the side with the gap in the door. And the command squad between the tactical squad doing command sort of stuff. The Orks, the commandos came forward. Big forward move. They have a cover 2 bonus, which is awesome, but I don't think they're going to get cover where they're standing. And then back here, we have shooter boys, chopper boys. We have another squad of shooter boys on the objective, the nobles. And then around here on the climbable gap there, we have the final slug of chopper boys. Now, I have the first turn in the movement phase. We are going to move, and then we will go into the combat phase. Enter the attack phase. I have the top of the turn. All of my weapons are assault weapons. I don't have to worry about any of that. But I think only my big shooters are going to be in range. I got to measure stuff. And I have one gun in range who can see something, and that's this big shooter here. This big shooter into the command squad. It has the aim perk 5s, but I've hit you 3 times. You see that? Because my gods are stronger. My weapon is power 5. You are defense 4. I will wound you on 3s. Nothing. Not a 1. Oh, don't you laugh at me. Now it is your turn to attack. These guys here, you can get 5 dice because you have 5 bolters going into the commandos. So first you want to hit me on 3s with your accuracy of 3. You've hit 4 times. Now, your weapon is power 4. I am defense 5. You want to wound me on 5s. One of them. That commando, you're looking right at him, right through the gap. He's not in any kind of cover. So he gets a 6. And he dies. We have the first man. Oh, I should kill the bow and arrow because he literally has a bow and arrow. But he's the only person on the objective. So it's got to be you. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern have rifles. And they can see the slug of chopper boys. They will hit with 2 dice. First, they are accuracy 3, so they need to hit on 3s. They've hit just once. Power 4 versus defense 5, they want a 5. They don't get it. So, now we go into our dash phase, and then we will score our points. I have the top of the turn, I have the first dash. This unit shot a battle weapon, can't dash. That unit shot a battle weapon, can't dash. But this unit can totally dash, and that unit can totally dash. All the Orks can dash. It's the end of turn 1. The Space Marines have 1 objective. They score a point. The Orks have their home objective and the center. They score 3 points. Space Marines are already dramatically behind. And now we roll to see who gets to be the turn master. I got a 3.
I got a 3.
Oh, let's do it again. I got a 6. I will go first, because why not? I'm going first. Movement phase. Movement phase is at an end. The Orks have moved forward to meet these silly scouts, and they've moved forward to meet the challenge in the middle. And these boys are heading to your house, because it's going to be our house. And then the shooter boys on the home objective are feeling really comfortable, so they've spread out, maybe get some shots off. But now we are into the attack phase. I'm the turn master. I get to do the first ones, huh? Oh, crazy. Well, we're clearly going to use these shooter boys to shoot these scouts. We's going to start with the big shooter first. It needs to hit you on 5s. It does not. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everybody's in range. It's going to be 10 dice. These boys here with the shooters into the scouts. Aim 5. We've hit 3 times. Now, power 4, toughness 4, 4s. Just 1 wound. 1 wound on your scouts. They have a 4-up save. The scout saves the wound. He's rock solid. Now it is your turn to pick somebody to attack. The tactical marines in the ruins shooting down at the advancing mob of boys. First, they need to hit on 3s. And they've hit 4 times. But now their weapons are power 4 versus defense 5. They need 5s to wound. Just 1. An orc boy. My orc boys have a 5-up armor save. But we lose 1. It's going to be this guy here. He goes down on his side. Because that's how Warsurge works. Then it's my turn to pick a group. I'm going to pick these boys here. There's 5 sluggers. We're going to put them into these Marines here, into your tactical Marines coming up the side. Sluggers into tactical Marines. Hit just once. Do not wound. The tactical Marines are going to shoot the squad of slugger chopper boys in the middle of the board. The Marines hit 6 times. So there are 2 wounds from the tactical Marines onto the slugger chopper boys. Slugger chopper boys have 5s. And I lose 2 of them just like that. So now it is me to pick somebody. I'm going to pick the commandos. There are 4 commandos left. It's 3 sluggers and a bow and arrow. First, the 3 sluggers into the command squad. I've hit just once, and I've wounded. However, Brother Rosencrantz and Brother Guildenstern have a 2-up armor save. So, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern tank that shot. However, see this man with a bow and arrow? He's got a bow and arrow. But just like an orc, he hits on 5s. We're going to re-roll that dice to this cocked. Hey, he hits. And we're going to wound on 5s. There's the wound. Give me a 2-up save. The bow and arrow goes right into Rosencrantz's eye. How you like that? That makes me feel vindicated. Bodyguard down to a wound. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern shooting pistols at orc boys. They shot into the air to make some noise. So the Space Marines are all shut out. This unit is out of range. This unit's behind a wall, can't see. These shooter boys, I got to figure out who can see what. These shooter boys going into the command squad. The 2 shooters that made it to the other side of the building, they're in range, and the big shooter is in range. So, first, the big shooter into the command squad. Hits once. And wounds. However, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern have a 2-up armor save. Don't roll a 1. All right. Then I have 2 shooters in range. But they have to hit first on 5s, and they fail to. So now, at the end of Did I shoot with those guys? I did. I must have. So at the end of the combat phase, we pull our dead off the board. We go into the dash phase where this unit can't dash, that unit can't dash. Did these guys ever shoot?
I
don't think you did. We almost forgot these scouts. Shotguns into orcs. 3s. And then pick up those 4 hits. You get 5s. 5s. Hey, look at that. Scouts putting 2 wounds on orcs. Orcs want 5s. No. The scouts killed 2 orcs. Orcs are dropping like flies. But they'd already shot. And so that's it for our turn 2 attack phase. Now we go into the turn 2 dash phase where the scouts can dash, the command squad can dash, and then all of the orcs can dash. Turn 2 is at an end. And again, the Orcs score 3 points. And the Space Marines score just 1. However, I love that the command squad is here and they're surrounded and they don't care. They don't care because it's all good. Going into turn 3. So who's the game master? I got a 4. You got a 3. I will have the top of the turn because I like that best. Here we go. I have 1, 2, 3. Is that it? Just 3 Slugga Chopper Boys? Is that all I got in there? Huh. All right, 3 Slugga Chopper Boys in the command squad. So we're starting with the boys into the command squad. We're starting with the Sluggas. They all miss. But then we want to go with the Choppas. Choppas. Only hit twice. Choppas. No wounds. The first attacks for the Orcs whiff. Space Marines defending their castle against the Orc boys. Space Marines hit 7 times. 1 wound. Orcs need a 5. But you get it. We're cut. That's our house. You don't even know it. It's our house. So first, the guy with the bow and arrow. Misses. Then the commandos with the choppas. Just twice. There is 1 wound on your men from a choppa at your regular save, which is a 2. All right, so that is saved again. We have a tactical squad going into my nobles. And they do well, 7 hits. It seems to be a thing you're doing. But then they're going to wound on 5s. Three wounds on my nobles. That's not cool. The nobles have a 4. So we take a wound on 1 noble. Now it's time for the nobles to attack. They have sluggas into the tactical marines. They've hit just once. And they've wounded. Give me a save on these marines. We put a wound on a space marine. That's what you get for facing backwards. This is going to get dicey. So first, pistols. Take 2 pistols. 2 dice. Hit on 3s. Hit just once. Wound on a 5. No wound. So who you want to start with? Rosencrantz and Guildenstern or John Brown?
Rosencrantz and Guildenstern.
Are you fighting commandos or boys with them? Commandos are in purple. Boys are in blue.
Commandos.
All right. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern on commandos. You need 4 dice, and they hit on 3s. You hit 3 times. Now, those 3 hits, strength 5, toughness, defense 5, power 5, defense 5, it's force. But John Brown's going to make it right. John Brown gets 4 dice. Is he swinging at boys or commandos?
Commandos.
All right, John Brown into the commandos. He hits on 2s, by the way, so he hits 3 times. And then he is strength 5, toughness 5. You want 4s to wound. So there's 2 wounds. It's penetrate 2 or AP 2. And that was on the commandos who have 6 up. So there goes the bow and arrow. There goes my favorite orc.
Rest in peace, favorite orc.
Now it's my turn to pick. I've put twin on the guns, so they will shoot. They'll function just like rifles, but in combat they hit on 3s. Well, first the guy with the big shooter, though. He still needs 5s. And he hits once. And I can't count that dice because it's crooked. So there's 1 wound on your scout from the big shooter. Scout is fine, but then the other boys with their rifles, they want 3s. They're hitting you with like clubs. We're going to reroll that one. And then we are strength 4. Good job, Orks. Strength 4, toughness 4. Just 1 wound. 1 wound that needs a 4 to save. So the Space Marines are standing strong. Have I killed a Marine yet?
No.
Who hasn't shot yet? This squad over here, your scouts, and those boys. Scouts are next. And then you're going to pick up those 4 hits, and you're going to wound on 5s. There's 1 wound. Orc boys, save on 5. Oh! There goes the money counter. All right, over here, I got 4 boys going into the house. They want to hit on 5s. They've hit twice. And then 4s. No wounds, snake eyes. These shooter boys here are going to shoot into this combat. And so the 2 dudes up front, first they need to hit you on 5s. And there's 3 hits. But now that I'm shooting into a combat, I'm -1 to my roll. So power 4, defense 4 is 4s. -1 shooting into the combat is 5s. But there's still 2 wounds on Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. They need 2s. 2s. They get them. They're just fine. Then the big shooter in that squad hits just once. 5, 4 is a 3, but into the shooting into combat makes it a 4. Nothing. So that is the end of
The attack phase.
the attack phase, and it's looking good for the Marines. Except for I have all the points. I'm winning on points, but you're winning on bodies. We go into the dash phase. I have the top of the turn. I dash first. At the end of turn 3, the Orks still hold the middle. So all of a sudden, the Orks are running away with the score. The Space Marines are winning the fight, but they really need to come get my home objective and get a body on this. They need to kill in the middle. Going into, what is it now, turn 4?
Yeah.
Who's the turn master? I got a 6. You got a 5. So, it is the movement phase, and this unit's stuck in. They're stuck in. They're stuck in. They're not moving. Over here, those boys is getting stuck in. So now, we stuck in everywhere, except for over here. These Orks is having a nice day making noise and being noisy. Now we're in the attack phase, and of course, I have to pick these guys first. So, the Orks in the house. I told you it was my house. 3s. That's what I get for talking junk. Then, 4s. There's 2 wounds there at -1. The Space Marines tank it. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern get 4 dice. Are they into the commandos or the boys?
Commandos.
All right, you want to roll 4 dice and you want to hit on 3s.
I hate those stupid commandos.
You've hit twice. You want to roll them again, and you want to get 4s. There's 1 wound, and that's AP good, right? There has an AP, so that just kills a commando outright. Running low on commandos. I have just 1 commando left. Now,
Commandos chose the worst shade of purple.
John Brown has 4 dice to throw. He's hit 3 times. Now he wants to wound on 4s. John Brown wounds twice. His weapon is penetrate 2, An orc has a 5-up, so that goes through 2 of them. So it's going to kill you. It's going to kill you. And now it's my turn to pick somebody to fight. And I'm clearly going to pick these nobles here. These nobles with their big choppas. Oh, let's not forget first, they have sluggas, 5s. 4. There's a wound. Can I get 1 save on these tactical marines? Yeah, 3. So that is saved. But then the nobles on the tactical marines, first they hit on 3s. And we got to get rid of these misses. Now I have to look and see what happens when power 7 goes against toughness 4. We need to wound you on 2s. Twos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wounds. They are penetrate 1, which turns your 3-up save into a 4-up save, and they're for 2 damage each. And so each one that gets through kills a marine. 6 4s or better. These nobles just killed 5 marines, just outright flat. But this is Warsurge. So we turn these guys on their sides. Because they still get to fight. We should have done that here too. Those guys still get to fight as well. I forget that so much that I've been playing Warhammer for like 12 years. All right, now these guys' weapons are battle weapons. So you are -1 to your attack roll. So first, you want to hit them on 3s. And we do well. We've hit 8 times. However, power 4 versus defense 5 is 5s, and your weapon is battle, so it's 6s. Wound these orcs on 6s. There's 1. And we save it. I told you that was my objective. So now it is these boys here. First, the big shooter needs 5s, and then needs a 3. I can't count that dice. So there's a wound on a marine who needs a 4. So we've put a wound on one of these men. Then the boys with shooters, 3s, and then 4s. I need 2 more wounds on your scouts. So we've killed this man with a wound.
I'll go with the scout.
So you've hit every time, but now you need to wound on 5s. Just 1. But it kills an orc. These dead men still got to fight in their turn. And they do well. They hit 8 times. But can they wound on 6s? There's a wound on a noble. Noble needs a 4. Noble gets a 4. We are fine. And then these dead men here who we almost forgot about, they go into the command squad. 3s, 4s, just 2. Oh, we've killed a bodyguard.
No.
And then these boys here who can shoot into the combat. First, the big shooter hits just once, and then it would wound you on a 3, but I'm shooting into the combat, so it's a 4. But there's a wound on Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. Can I get a 2-up armor save? 2. So we're fine with that good armor save. And then the boys who can get in there, they don't hit at all. So now it is the end of the turn. We shag our dead, which is the hardest part to get used to.
I don't know. I've actually lost some space marines.
You're darn right you have. This is ongoing, and that's funny. Now we are into the dash phase. By one boy, I still have this objective. Which means that the Orks are absolutely mollywopping the Marines on the score. The Marines are winning the war. The Orks are winning the battle. We go into turn 5, the final turn of the game. You could call it here if you want. You could be like, I've lost because the score is 12-4. Or you could play it out and see how many Orks you can kill.
I'm going to see how many Orks I can kill.
All right, who's the turn master? I got a 2. You got a 3. Who's the turn master? You or me? All right, Space Marines had the first move. Who's moving?
No,
You're stuck in everywhere. You adjusting anybody?
No.
All right, in the movement phase, these nobles. Get right here.
Wait, move these guys down to that later.
Rosencrantz or John Brown?
Rosencrantz.
Or who are they going into? The nobles, the one commando, or the one boy?
The nobles.
All right, Rosencrantz gets 2 dice. And he's going to hit on 3s. And he hits twice because he wants it. And he's going to wound on 4s. And there is a wound. I need to find out what the proliferation on his weapon is. The power axe is penetrate 2, so I need a 6. I don't get it. This noble dies. Now, Brother John Brown has to swing, and he'll get to swing too. I got to lay him on his side. John Brown gets 4 dice. And first John Brown hits on 2s. And he's hit every time, and then he wounds on 4s. It's just 1. But again, I need a 6. That I don't get. That puts an Ork down. So now it's time for me to pick somebody. And I'm going to go with the squad of nobles. They're going into the command squad 3s. Not like that, man. Then strength 7, toughness 4. 2s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But they are penetrate 1. Oh, pardon me, there's 7 of them. Penetrate 1 turns your armor save from a 2 to a 3. Give me 7 3s or better. And these are 2 damage each. So.
Oh my god.
So that's the end of your command squad at 2 damage each. Everybody here dies. They've already swung. Now there's no point in these guys swinging. It's my turn to pick somebody. I'm going to pick those 4 Slugga Choppa boys in the house. Hit 6 times. And then power 4, defense 4, 4s. There are 5 wounds. And those Marines in the house need 3s. Let's roll a handful of 1s again. These Marines are rock solid. Those Marines get to fight back if they like. They will throw 10 dice. They will hit on 3s, and then they will wound on 6s. So they want it. They've hit 7 times. They want it bad. But now, power 4 versus defense 5. -1 is 6s. Not a 1. Down here, these boys here. Big shooter. Hits twice. Wounds once. Can I get a 4-up save on these scouts?
How many?
Just 1. So that scout is rock solid. And then the boy hits just once. Fails to wound. These scouts want to fight?
Yeah.
Throw 2 dice. They've hit, 4 dice. They've hit twice, but we need 2 more. We hit just twice. Now you're going to wound on 5s. Hey, that's not bad. Can we save that? We lose this boy. Fought. That's all settled up. That's unnecessary now. That's all settled. We shag are dead. John Brown dies to Orks. That handful of ones at the end, ooh, it's your god turning on you. At the end of turn 5, the Orcs score 3 more points. The Marines score 1. The final score of the battle is 15-5. And do you feel like you lost? Because you killed a lot of Orcs.
Yeah, I killed like half your guys.
You did kill half my guys, but I scored all the points. And also, we're getting there over here. Sooner or later, we were going to get there over here. So this is Warsurge as a 40k substitute. I want to use 40k to bring the world to Warsurge, but I know you have different ideas. I know you want to put dragons on the table and whatnot.
Dinosaur people.
Dinosaur people. We will get there, but right now you've given me something to work on. And I'm glad that you played with me today. I had a bunch of fun. Did you have fun?
Yeah.
All right, now I'm turning the phone off. Thank you for playing. Goodbye.